What is going on out there, everybody in YouTube Fragrance Land? Thanks for joining me here again on my channel, Steven Sturgill. I'll be your host for the next few minutes. I'll try to make this short and sweet. Had a lot of technical difficulties today getting this little session going. My microphone just would not work, and then later the camera would work, but not the microphone. Whatever. We're here. That's all that counts. Let's get it rocking. Once again, guys, we're looking at Mercedes-Benz. This is the new somewhat kind of new Man Private. Yeah, that's a weird name. I'm not the only one that thinks that. That's a little bit of a weird name. Man Private. Opens as such. It has a little fake mirror sticker in there. I have no idea what that's for. I guess if you're too poor to afford a real mirror, you can look in that and check how you look. Just kidding, but that's the bottle. A word on the plastics and presentation. Although this is cute and looks just like a key fob from recent model Mercedes-Benz cars, automobile. Plastic on this is quite cheap. I could probably easily break this piece if I wanted to, but whatever. Amber juice. Sprayers, one of the worst I've ever seen, if I'm quite honest. It doesn't have good positive action. It just feels like it kind of slumps / pushes down. And it doesn't feel like it's really springing down with real power and gusto. And again, look at that spray pattern. It's very wimpy. That was me with a pretty much full power blast. Pretty semi-terrible is it distributor? Anyways, spray nozzle, distributor. The scent, designed by Olivier Cresp, a very famous nose out of France. I believe in the Grasse area, could be wrong. This is not Olivier's finest hour, not his finest moment, not his finest work, if I'm brutally honest. It's not bad. It's not terrible by any means, but it smells a bit tired, a bit regurgitated, and definitely smells highly reminiscent of some French, Oriental spicy, fougères that I smelled, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. Smells highly reminiscent of stuff even from the 70s and 80s, 90s. A little bit maybe early 2000. It does not smell modern. This is not cutting edge. If I was thinking this was going to be kind of in the vein of like a Comme des Garçons. If you get their woody or their oud or their black pepper, this is spectacular, by the way. These are just creamy, lush, perfectly blended. Like, if you never bought anything higher dollar than this, doesn't matter, you're set for life. This is phenomenal juice, literally. This is merely okay juice. It's pretty good. That's about it. I was looking online, and there's a guy that's written some stuff on bass notes, and it's funny because we both agree on some points. We both think that there's some Bentley Intense in here. We both think there's some L'Homme Ideal Intense in here, and we both think there's some Chopard Oud Malaki in here, which I own all three of those, and I would agree. He also goes on to mention that this has some Egoist in it, and I'll get my cursor to work. He also mentions it reminds him of Pure Distance M, which I have never smelled. I have no idea what that smells like. And Heritage, also have no idea what that smells like. But I can definitely comment on L'Homme Ideal Intense and Oud Malaki and also Bentley Intense. I would say there's definitely about maybe, broadly speaking, about 15 to 20% of each of those in here, but not carbon copy clones. And this smells a bit on the cheap synthetic side. And let's be real, guys. I got this delivered all in for $40 US. Dun, dun, dun. $40 US delivered to my door. That's with taxes and shipping. So if you think about it that way, this is really more like a $35 bottle, which is pretty impressive for a Mercedes-Benz production like this. It is got a nice bit of weight to it. I don't know. We'll see. It might grow on me. It might not. But I will definitely say this will never threaten nor rival like really anything from like Robert Piguet. This is not even at the Van Cleef and Arpels level. And frankly, it's not really even as good as some of the other Mercedes-Benz like Club Black, for example, or it's not even quite as good, I don't think, as Le Parfum. But it is, on the plus side, it is a Parfum Concentration, or concentration, or concentración in Spanish. But you may like it a lot more than I do or did. It may grow on me, it may not. Definitely doesn't blow me out of my socks. It's pretty good. It's sort of a traditional woodsy, you get a little hint of patchouli, some cedar, maybe some ambroxan, a little musk. I think something kind of like star anise and licorice type vibe. It's a little bit resinous. There's a little bit of something like a rubber tree accord in there, and some amber of some kind. I don't know what all else may be in there, but it's a bit generic and just not that great, if I'm just being totally forthcoming, and when have I ever not been. Again, it's not bad. I'm not trying to bash this into oblivion. It's just not that special. Definitely not great. It's okay if you don't have a good, decent, spicy, woodsy fougere. There's a lot of worse ways you could part with $40 in this life, I assure you. But if you're more of a connoisseur and you don't mind, I was just thinking this earlier today. If I'd spent just 40 more bones, 80 to 100, I could have gotten any number of like Serge Lutens. I could have gotten into like Gucci Guilty, the green bottle for men. I could have gotten into some of the other Van Cleef and Arpels scents, like Oud. I could have gotten a sample of some MK, not Michael Kors, Kurjan's Oud Silk Satin, or Satin Mood, or Oud whatever, or something. The point is, I could have gotten a lot of other stuff that I know at the end of the day would have definitely been a fair cut above this in terms of quality. Probably 3 or 4 cuts above, if I'm being brutally honest. But whatever, I digress. Sometimes you pull the trigger. This was a blind buy, and I'm about as impressed with this as I was if you watched my review of this guy, Bulgari Manwood Essence, which, strangely in retrospect, I think is maybe slightly more interesting than this. I'm not 100% sure on that. Still not a fan of either at this point, but we'll see. I'm going to leave it there at that, guys. Thanks for joining me for another review. If you like, please subscribe and hit the bell for future updates. And I want to thank you for all of my subscribers. We're growing almost daily, definitely weekly. Couldn't do it without you guys. Much love, much respect, much props. Spray often, spray well, and live life on your terms, not someone else's. Otherwise, you will probably regret it. Peace out. Much love. See you in the next review.